We're done hiding. We're done. We're done being tortured and hurt and judged. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be upon, of Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. Until it enters every home. Until it enters every home. Every home. Every home. Every home.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the mayor-elect of New York City, Zohran Mamdani. And boy oh boy is it a controversy, and it's been such for a while. I've had my suspicions about this guy from the very beginning, and I've kept quiet and kind of sat back and just made some observations over time because, one, I wanted to see if he would actually win, and he has won. I'm sure you've already heard. I really wanted to take in everything I was hearing, everything I was seeing, before I made any confirmations about how I view this and what my perspective is. Before we get into this today, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot to talk about today and a lot of clips to react to, so let's get into it. So this guy, Zohran Mamdani, I really think he's a Trojan horse, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, and I think that a lot of people have lost their minds on a lot of topics. Mind you, there's a lot of things going on right now in the United States, and that I'm just looking around going, what is wrong with people? And I think people have really lost their way. I think people have really let their TDS, their Trump derangement syndrome, get absolutely out of control. And this is coming from a person, by the way, that I'm not some like huge Trump supporter. I'm not a MAGA hat wearing person. That's okay if that's how you want to express yourself. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But that, you know, that I'm not somebody that's going to defend him and die on every hill for Donald Trump, but I see people that will do the opposite of dying on every hill for Donald Trump and die on every hill that's anti-Donald Trump. And I think that's what's happened here in the case of this new mayor-elect. We're going to start with a part of his victory speech that I found really interesting. And there was a lot. I actually really can't stand the sound of this guy's voice. There's just something about him that just irks me. He says some things in this clip here that just are, to me, it's really off. And if you read between the lines, it's really obvious that he's just full of himself.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Okay, so here's the problem that I have with these statements that this person is making, right? So everybody who's a United States citizen is technically an immigrant of this country at some point, right? Somehow we all immigrated to this country, unless, of course, you're a Native American. So I just find that really interesting, the emphasis that he puts on this thing about immigrants in New York City immigrants. But so for me, what I feel like he's really saying here is he's not talking about you and me. He's talking about himself. He's talking about the people that have backed him overseas. And I think he's talking about another agenda that's behind this, that has to do with Islam, that has to do with taking over things in a way that I think might be very sinister, if I'm telling you guys the truth. And this is genuinely how I feel about this because of some of the things that I'm hearing and seeing. And the other thing that I noticed about his speech was that he just seems very angry, and his mask seemed to slip a lot.
I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior, even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here, where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage.
I mean, what did these people expect? I mean, people tried to warn that this was a Trojan horse, that this guy has another agenda. It has to do with Islam. It has to do with communism. It has to do with this weird Muslim takeover thing, because very, very quickly, as soon as he was elected, wait till you see what Times Square was like and what people were saying in Times Square. You're not going to get free and fast buses. You're not going to get this reduced rent thing that you think you're going to get. And if you do, New York's going to look like an even bigger shithole than it is right now. And it's already in ruins. There's already all of these problems occurring. I hope to God he doesn't defund the police, because it's going to become that much more dangerous. And these free and fast buses, do you realize that these people that are already homeless, that are in New York, they're going to sit on those buses 24 hours a day? Don't think that they're not. And then if you don't have any police to deal with all the baloney and crap that's going to go on, it already goes on in the subways. You've seen what's gone on down in the subways, and that woman that was set on fire and killed. Give me a break, you guys. Like, this is just insane to me that everybody fell for this. And the other part of this too is that, from what I understand, what I've heard is that he's rubbed elbows with like sympathizers, jihadist people of 9/11 and things of that nature. That is very deeply disturbing to me. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually a native New Yorker. 9/11 did not just impact, a few people. It impacted the entire state of New York, obviously the entire country, if you were alive to remember what happened. And, I know that there's a lot of conspiracy about 9/11 and what happened and this and that and who knew what or whatever. But at the end of the day, there were 3,000 people killed on that day. It was an act of war. The families and the victims and what we've had to deal with collectively over the last 25 years. Has everyone really forgotten about that already?
Jules, this is Ryan. Listen, on an airplane that's been hijacked, and things don't go well, and it's not looking good. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So have a good time. Same to my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you, and I'll see you later. Bye, babe.
What are those people gonna do? All the elevators are blocked out.
There's lots of smoke, and we just wanted you to know that I love you always.
At number 2 World Trade Center, right? Ladies and students in the walking, we're not ready to die, but it's getting bad.
I'm on the 83rd floor. I'm gonna die, aren't I? No. Say I'm gonna die.
Ma'am, say your prayers. We're gonna think positive because you gotta help each other get off the floor.
I'm
Now,
gonna die.
new type of war. That's what it is.
This man, for his campaign, used 9/11 to make himself and his family out to be the actual victims.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
No, you weren't the victims in this. You were not the victims in this. How far have we fallen that this is what we're saying now, all these years later after 9/11?
Center that was the center of a terrorist bombing some years ago. So the questions have to be asked, was this purely an accident or could this have been an intentional act? But either way, extensive damage.
What's this other jet doing? What's this other jet doing? Holy
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Looks like 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you what's going on.
Right, oh my God, another plane has just hit another building.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers. A huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me. Here it comes. I'm getting behind a car.
Do you understand the pain that people endured, the terror that people endured that day and the days that followed, and even in the years that followed? The nation was crippled by what happened that day. It was absolutely catastrophic, massive loss of life. There has been lasting consequences for those events. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New York City, been to the memorial, the outside one, the museum, any of that. If you haven't, I really strongly encourage you to do so and have that experience, because it's actually a very spiritual one. It's a sad and terrible experience, but it's also one that I feel like every American should have, especially if you're young and you weren't alive when 9/11 happened, or you were too young to remember it. It's something that I strongly encourage you to do instead of just jumping down conspiracy theory rabbit holes at every freaking turn. Al-Qaeda took responsibility and gleefully took responsibility almost immediately after it was said and done. So all these conspiracy theories, again, about freaking Israel have got to stop. I just can't anymore. It's actually making me sick. But I'm not discussing that today, and I kind of don't care, because we still have to come together as Americans and for each other as Americans and stand and band together. United we stand, divided we fall. And I see the division getting worse and worse and worse. It's happening now on the right as well. The left has already just destroyed themselves in exchange for this garbage that we have in New York City now. And now we got to sit here and watch this guy run the biggest city in America with zero experience whatsoever. This guy doesn't know anything about government. He's barely been around. I would have rather seen Cuomo, despite him being a total jerk, be the one to actually get in, because at least he's a capitalist and at least he has experience behind him. This is what was going on in New York City in the evening after Mamdani was elected. This doesn't raise your eyebrows a little bit. I don't know what will. I really like my freedoms. I really like living in America. I really like the Western world and Western values. And I'll tell you right now, the values of these people, they don't want to assimilate into society. They want to impose their own beliefs on everybody else. And this guy basically says that right here.
We're done hiding. We're done. We're done being tortured and hurt and judged. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be a part of, Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. So I want you to repeat after me.
Okay, did you notice how he said, we won't stop until it enters every home? He didn't say we won't stop until, you let us live in peace, or we won't stop until, we can openly practice our own religion without being bothered. No. He said we won't stop until everybody's doing what we're doing. And I'm sorry, but if you think that I don't have a problem with that, then there's something wrong with you. Because as a gay person, as a woman, and as an American, I cannot stand for that. You are not going to impose your beliefs on to me. And I know you don't like the LGBT community. I know you don't like women. I see how you have child brides overseas and do things that are in complete opposition to Western values and Western society. So I don't see how this is going to work out, but this is the kind of celebratory thing that was going on right after the new mayor was elected. I mean, this is insane. It's insanity, but this is for real, guys. And I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm really not, but it's kind of hard not to react to this, especially as a woman.
I want to hear it in every single district. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. Say it as if the Ummah depends on this, my brothers and sisters. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah, the God of Jesus, the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, and the God of the last and final prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And before you start calling me an Islamophobe, you can save that as well. Because again, as a woman, as a gay person, as a Christian, yeah, I have a bit of an aversion to all of this, considering that women aren't equal. Gay people are not human in the eyes of some of these people. And the other thing that makes me laugh about being called an Islamophobe when people speak out against this is it's like you're just trying to shut down a conversation. You're not really trying to work this out or understand why people are feeling the way they're feeling. You just skip to the name calling like you do with everything else. This is not normal. This is not what we should see after a new mayor is elected in New York City. of all places, guys. So this next clip I'm going to show you is from an ex-Islamist extremist who explains why they go towards the left and vote left, exploit the left in politics, in American politics.
I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist. I would only vote left. Why is that? I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. Never do it. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. They want them, go speak about the climate, go speak about abortion, go kill yourselves, go do that. And she's fighting for abortion rights and all the other, my body, my choice. Yes, go do that, But would she have an abortion? Never. Never. Would she kill a Muslim in her stomach? Never.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
This is right from the mouth of a person who used to be a Muslim extremist, who's basically on the inside, who's telling you to your face what the real agenda is underneath all of this. And you saw it on display in Times Square, and I'll quote it again, "We won't stop until Islam is in every home." What do you think that means? I think you should believe people when they're telling you what they're going to do and telling you what they think. These people that voted for him too are the same people that are constantly criticizing Judaism, constantly criticizing Christian values, and poo-pooing all over that. But then they seem to be very welcoming to this, which is in complete opposition of the things that they believe in, LGBT, diversity, all this other stuff. They don't really want any of that for you. They don't really care about you. They used you to get into a position of power, because I don't believe this man actually cares about New York City. His entire speech was all about Trump.
You know which city should have the most amount of patriots, the most American pride, the most American flags waving about? New York City. I don't know how that city forgot 9/11. I don't know how it's about to elect a jihadi sympathizer and someone who likely celebrated that day. I don't understand how New York is as blue as it is. I'm so confused. Are our memories that bad? Or is self-loathing a cool thing now? I just don't understand.
No, conspiracy theories are the cool thing now, and rejecting any official narrative about 9/11, including that the terrorists that were from the Middle East were actually responsible for this. Instead, it has to be Israel, or it has to be an inside job, or it has to be this, or it has to be that. It couldn't have possibly been Al-Qaeda. They don't care about America. They care about gaining power and control. And they found the loophole. They found the way to do it. And it's all social manipulation, social psychological terrorism is what we're doing now. I saw it happen with Hamas and the Free Palestine thing. Got everybody completely hypnotically brainwashed over that. And we're doing it again. We just keep doing it.
I do not understand how anybody in New York City can elect somebody that has the viewpoints that Mamdani has. I'm so confused. I mean, I showed a video before that he literally is against the Western world. I don't know about you guys, but I like the Western world.
Same.
A lot. And New York, I'm praying for you.
It's nice to know that not everybody has totally lost their freaking marbles in their minds. There's another segment I'm going to show you here in a second from Scott Jennings explaining exactly what he thinks about all of this. And I think it's really spot on. And I'm so happy that he said it on CNN.
God?
Oh. Are you saying he wasn't the unifying voice of a generation that you predicted mere moments ago? Axe, where was the man that you predicted would not slice and dice? Look, guys, he started his speech by quoting Eugene Debs, who ran for president of the United States 5 times as the Socialist Party of America candidate. He repeatedly attacked people in this. No, I know my socialists. I keep a close eye on them. I work here. So here's the thing. He went after everybody that he thinks is a problem. People who own things, people who have businesses. He said an interesting quote, no problem too large for government to solve.
Or too small, important.
And so when you think of the world that way, that every problem, no matter how small or how large, is something for government to do, let me just decipher this for you. Tax increases as far as the eye can see, which means the people who provide jobs to the young people that you say need jobs are going to flee as quickly as they possibly can. I think this was a divisive speech, and he clearly sees the world in terms of the people who are oppressing you and the oppressed. And he said the oppressed are now in City Hall.
And I get the same comments from people that are like, the conservatives don't like you. Trump hates you. You're a pick-me. Please. I will take Trump any day over this Mamdani baloney. Okay, was not born yesterday, but apparently a lot of you were.
So you don't feel safe in the streets or the subways, but you elect somebody who wants to defund the police. You've been protesting no kings, but you elect a democratic socialist, which would increase government involvement. You look at practicing Christians and say that they're in a state of religious psychosis, but when it comes to Islam, you embrace it and more than welcome it into our Western civilization. Mind you, not the most accepting of LGBT, women empowerment, and feminism. Sounds like you just elected somebody mayor of New York City that contradicts a lot of the values that you claim to stand for. But he promised free buses and rent and childcare. Oh, you poor thing, you are so cute. I don't know what fairy tale, storybook, Disney movie you think you're the main character of, but nothing is free. He's finally gonna stick it to the rich and raise their taxes, and that's how everything's gonna be free. You would be a fool to think that America's wealthy is going to be complacent, be bent over by Mamdani, and stay in New York while their taxes continue to climb. Something that the rich have is the means and financial freedom to up and leave, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And then what? Yeah. And then who's going to pay for your free bus ticket? Oh, New York. Listen, I wish you all the best. I hope I'm wrong, but please give me an example where full socialism, not integrated with capitalism, has ever worked.
My greatest hope is that this man does a whole bunch of nothing, serves the term, and is voted out. That's my greatest hope, that is the least damage that can be done will happen, and people will be like, oh, oops, I'm an idiot. I thought I was going to get free stuff, and that's not going to fly. You know, because they don't understand how economics work at all. And I feel sorry for a lot of people because they're going to find out the hard way that this guy is no good.
On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment.
I can't.
And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com.
Oh, a donation?
The other thing I can't stand about this guy is that in his speeches and everything, he talks as if no one has ever done anything for the city of New York. No one has ever stepped up to the plate to try to help people. No one has ever tried to stop crime. No one has built New York City up over the last how many years? 250 of them? Made an absolute success of it. And now he's going to do something for the city of New York and for the people of New York. No, he's there to do something for himself and his cronies. And I don't care what anybody says, that's what this is. I'm sorry, but you just handed an extremely inexperienced boob a very powerful office, much more powerful than you realize. This isn't the mayor of some tiny little town in East Bumf. We're talking about New York City. How people can be this foolish and not see, you got to listen closely to what these people say. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. I am very scared for the future of New York City and the entire state, honestly, if I'm being super honest, because what New York City does, it's going to affect the rest of the state. And I think it could affect surrounding states and it actually, in essence, affect this entire country. If it got bad enough, I'm praying that that's not the case, and that things go as smooth as they can go. I don't even know what that looks like, to be honest. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one.